Come on, George. Hop up. Come on, George. Come on, buddy. Hop up. Come on, George. Come on, buddy. Good boy, buddy. Come on. You got it. Come on, George. Come on, buddy. You got it. Good job, buddy. Good. Hey, folks, it's your main man, Ian. I'm here with George, also known as Curious George. And what we're talking about today is little dogs that are reactive. George came here with this crazy behavior. He's walking down the street, and then he sees dogs, and he's just blowing up. He's going crazy. His owner didn't want any of that. She wanted a nice walk with her dog, so she brought him to me to work on his training. And I wanted to do a video and talk a little bit about, what are some of the things that we're going to do with George that are going to make sure that he succeeds in the future when it comes to being around dogs. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to use the leash with him around dogs that he's comfortable with. Here you see a pack of my helper dogs, and you can see George is very comfortable. He's even laying down. Come on, buddy. Now, a lot of times people would say, Eric, why do you need a leash on? Hey, here, Emma. Why do you need a leash on George? He's comfortable. Well, folks, I want to practice with the leash when George is comfortable. Come on, George, this way. Come on, buddy. And I want him to understand that when we're around other dogs and we're using the leash, it's no big deal. It's something that we practice doing all the time. Come on, George. Come on, buddy. Nice. So just by doing little exercises like having him walk up on here around dogs, or, maybe you just do a little bit of obedience exercises in the house around the dog that he lives with, you're going to practice with him like little things like, hey, when the leash tugs, turn this way and come towards me. Come on, buddy. Good job, buddy. And, hey, if you're not sure what to do and you're away from me, and there's other dogs around, come on, George, come this way. Maybe come back towards me when you feel the leash tug. Okay? So, hey, good boy. Just practicing with his leash when he's happy and he's in a really good headspace around other dogs that he's comfortable with, that's going to be a big part of helping him succeed. Now, if you don't have access to dogs and you say, Eric, I don't have dogs to be around, then I would say, well, get as close to dogs as you can where you and your dog are still comfortable. Maybe you've got a neighbor that has a really calm dog in their yard, or maybe you can walk by the community dog park on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock when it's pretty quiet, and maybe assess that from 100 feet away you and your dog are doing just fine. Second thing I want to talk about is the training collar and the training tools. Now, this guy here, he actually has on a 1.5 millimeter prong collar made by Herm Springer. Come on, buddy, let's go. And I'm using a 10-foot lead here. One of the things that's so important, come on, buddy, with these little dogs is you really take the time to teach them how the prong collar works. Once again, just like using around dogs, you do it in a controlled environment. So you expose them to the pressure of the prong collar or whatever training collar you're using in a variety of different ways that challenges them. Come on, buddy. And you use some sort of reward, if necessary. Good job, buddy, to show them, hey, when the leash tightens and you move this way, something good happens. When the leash tightens and you move that way, something bad happens. So let's just see if we come over here and challenge him. Come on, buddy. Good job. That was a challenge, just getting him off the rock there. Come on, buddy. Nice. Good boy. Come on, up this way. This way. Hop up. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Good. So challenging him and, putting him through, things that are a little difficult. Using this leash, that's good for him. Whether that means we sprinkle a bunch of food over on the ground and tell him, hey, man, you got to listen. You got to do your obedience. Or maybe we tell him, sit. Sit. George, sit. But the ground's crooked. George says, man, I don't know how to sit when the ground's crooked. We say, well, we're going to help you using the training collar, and you're going to see when you sit on the crooked ground, that's just fine. Emma, Now, Emma is just obsessed with this dog kibble. Believe it or not, folks, that's all that's in here. George's dog kibble and my own dog's kibble. Good. Good. Now, the third thing I want to talk about with George is something that I think, we just don't, hey, come on, buddy. He's growling there a little bit. Hey, no, George, don't do that, okay? Is he being mean to you, Emma? So what does this mean when George does that, folks? It means that we're not going to go away and leave this situation, okay? And this kind of leads into my next thing, which is like, with these little dogs, you kind of have to imagine everything that they do and ask yourself, hey, what if another dog did this? You know, what if I had a big dog and then it snapped at another dog like George just did? Like, would I be okay with that? Would that be something that would be fine? Or would that be something I go, man, this makes me nervous. This is a big dog. What if eventually, you know, they actually bite? And so when George did that, instead of going, nah, whatever, he's a little dog, let me get him out of here. Maybe he's scared, which he could be. I want to be clear, George, even if you're scared, this is Emma. There's nothing to be nervous about at all. This is like basically a black cloud floating through life. And we're not going to leave. We're not going to go away from here. That's not the right way to interact with dogs, okay? And you can see there he actually made a good choice of not trying to snap at that other dog for coming up to him. Come on, George. So this bigger picture with the little dogs is, you know, treat them like a big dog, you know? Have it be clear that, hey, if you want to come up on the furniture, that's fine, but don't just come flying up on the furniture like it's a jungle gym. Come on, Emma. Come on, Emma. Come on, George. Let's go. Emma, hop up. Come on, Emma, hop up. Yeah, just don't go flying on the, you know, furniture like it's a jungle gym. And, hey, I'm not going to leave food out all the time for you. You know, you might get a weight problem. And hey, I might pick you up, but, you know, I'm not going to pick you up when you're acting really needy and stuff. That might create a weird relationship. Come on, George. Come on up. Good job, buddy. And hey, just because you're little, that doesn't mean I'm not going to challenge you to overcome things that are difficult. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to ask you sometimes to, you know, let me handle you and hold you in ways that, you know, so you can get groomed, so you can get your nails trimmed, so you can get your ears examined. And I know it's hard. I know it's a struggle. But, you know, if you wait and you let me look in your ears and inspect them, hey, there'll be some food at the end, okay? And Emma, we have to ask ourselves, you know, what if we had a big dog that we couldn't hold still? Emma, go on, go. Emma, go. Go, Emma, go. What would that be like? So once again, come back here, hold his ear. Good boy, good. So you treat your little dog like a big dog, folks. And then you'll have a little dog that acts like a well-behaved big dog like Emma Neat to here, who I shouldn't have given that food to because I told Emma to go on. Go on, Emma, go. 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 Okay. Good, Shuggy. Oh, hi, Don. So remember, as always, folks, we don't blame them, we train them. And if we love them, we lead them. Of course, you can like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey, go on, please. I'm hanging out with George. Go on. Go. Go on. Okay. And find me online if you want to hire me for an individual consultation. You can also find my poetry book, Loving, Leading, and Losing, Stories from the Dogs That Trained Me, on Amazon under the name Eric Stokel. Okay, folks, well, that's just all there is to it. And hope you had a good time. I know we did. I'm going to get Emma out here because she's going to make George a little uncomfortable with her big head. Emma, please go. Please go. Sometimes I like Emma close, but sometimes Emma's getting involved here, making this little guy uncomfortable. And I don't want him to think that I'm not going to stand up for him. I know what it's like sometimes. You need somebody to stand up for you. Look at his face. Till next time, folks.